Howdy folks, I'm beautiful Bethany, boldly becoming a brutish boar.
I'm Amber.
And here are more brutish boars for us to become. We're just boorish, I guess, now. So let's get started on that. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Telling My Wife that my mother is correct and she needed to be a parent today and she messed up? I'm writing in the airport and I need to know if I messed up or not. This week, my daughter, she's in middle school, lost a classmate. My daughter has not taken it well, and overall, this is her first experience of someone that she knows dying. The whole class was excused from school today, and the funeral is happening right now. I, unfortunately, could not be there. I tried, but my PTO was denied, and we cannot lose this job. I flew out Wednesday night, and I'm coming back now. Our daughter is a mess. She was friends with the girl that passed away. The plan was for my wife, she's unemployed at the moment, to take her to the funeral/mass and just be there. My wife is more spiritual than the average person and hates all things with the dead, funerals, viewings, and so on. This one was only a mass funeral, no viewing. She believes in ghosts and will avoid funerals like the plague. We discussed it on Wednesday, and she said that she would take our kid there and then go to the gravesite. Well, I got a call from my daughter sobbing that she wasn't going to go to the funeral. My wife was refusing to take her. When I got her to answer my call, she told me that she can't do it and she is scared to go. I called up my mom and asked her to pick up my daughter and take her to the funeral. My mom left work and took her. They are there now. Well, I got a call from my wife later with her crying because my mom tore her a new one. The gist was that my mom called her a bad parent and that it was so messed up that she couldn't take our kid to the funeral of a classmate. She wants me to make my mom apologize, and I told her that my mom was right, that this was something that our daughter needed and she messed up, that she wasn't acting like a parent because her fear of the dead. All she needed to do was stay through the mass. We got into a huge phone call argument, and she is calling me a huge jerk. My mom is apparently getting text also, and I told her not to let our daughter know that we are fighting, and if she could look after her for the day. She agreed. All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think that OP is in the wrong for being upset with his wife, because the thing is, she agreed to do this. I fully understand her fear, and it is legitimate to have fears, but she should have communicated that she would not be able to do this. And I mean, sometimes, I'm someone who has a lot of anxiety. I will agree to do something, and then the moment comes and it becomes overwhelmingly scary. But if you know that's how you are, it's important to have backup plans.
Yeah.
She could have talked to the grandma in advance and been like, hey, I don't know if I can do this. Can you take daughter to this?
Yeah, or even just have like a backup plan in general and say, hey, I might not be feeling this. I'm going to try my best, but I'm really afraid. And then talk it through with like the grandma or something like that. Because I think like she would have been understanding had it not been like a last minute emergency, or even like the mom telling the daughter that she can't go, right? Because it sounded like she was like, oh, we're not going. And instead of saying, I'm really having a hard time with this. Sometimes adults are afraid too. And I think that that's really where this kind of boils down to, where OP's wife was kind of in the wrong. I get that she was scared, but sometimes as an adult, you have to put your fears aside for your children. And that's really what it boils down to. And again, if she didn't feel like she could in that moment, then I do think that she needed to make alternate plans to make sure that the daughter went to this event that was extremely important to her.
Right, because it's not like this is a new fear. This is something she's been dealing with for a long time, it sounds like. And so, again, I know this is coming from someone who has intense anxiety at times. I think having a backup plan is really, really important.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And the voice of reason, Ish, says, not the jerk, but you married an immature, selfish person. What are you going to do to protect your daughter moving forward? And Throwaway Sunglasses says, agreed. I'm surprised that he would marry someone like this. Death is a part of life. If he knew about her beforehand, clearly it wouldn't be an issue in the future. And OP replies, to be honest, never really was an issue until now. We have been very fortunate that no one has died since we got together. I didn't realize that she wouldn't do it. Like, she told me that she hated them, but I thought that she would be an adult and go to it. Like, I do things that I hate all the time. And I don't know that. I think that sometimes people can develop phobias too after you get married. And so, like, maybe she was fine earlier and things have happened. Because a lot has happened over the last, few years, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak.
Well, and also, like, even if this was a long-standing fear,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's not like you can just snap your fingers and get over it, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I understand that she is a parent, she needs to be parenting and supporting her
Yes.
child, but at the same time, phobias are not rational. They are an irrational, an intense response to a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people are being a little harsh on her. Like I think she is fully in the wrong for not having a backup plan, not having some way to get the daughter there. But I don't think that she's in the wrong for having a phobia.
And Judgy Possum says, I'm so sorry about the whole situation, not the jerk. My son, a 15-year-old, lost a friend last year, and it was devastating. I don't know what your wife needs, but I know that I would have done anything to help my child. I even remember catching a big spider in my bare hands because it was crawling towards him in the bath when he was 2. I'm terrified of spiders, but my kid matters more. And Opie replies, general question since you seem to have gone through your kid losing someone. Did you go to grief counseling for your kid or anything like that? The school is going to bring someone in, but I don't know if she should see someone at the moment or if it's too soon to tell. I mean, I think with OP, it probably really depends on the daughter and her preferences too.
Yeah, every kid is different. And so some kids grief counseling would be really instrumental for, and others it might not be as effective.
All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being Disappointed That My Dear Husband Left During a Tornado Warning to Protect His Vehicle? Last night, we had severe weather with thunderstorms, extreme winds happening, and possible hail heading through our town. The tornado sirens went off. There was a squall line sighted just to our north. Dear husband decides to get in his vehicle and drive to the gas station to park under the roof there to protect his vehicle from the possible hail. His vehicle does not fit in our garage. Meanwhile, I take my son downstairs into the basement. I feel like dear husband took a risk leaving his family and going out in the hailstorm like that. He was gone for about 45 minutes and the storm passed with heavy rains and winds, but no hail. When he got home, I said that I wished that he would have just stayed home with us. He said, well, we don't have the money for the deductible if my truck gets damaged. But I think it was the right thing to do. And I replied, but our medical insurance deductible is much higher than that, and I feel like you chose your vehicle over your wife and child. Dear husband said, you're overreacting, and everyone's fine. Am I the jerk here? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, we're talking about material goods. Material goods are replaceable at the end of the day. Like, yes, I understand that it's expensive, and if the car were to be totaled, there might not be full coverage for that. But OP has a legitimate worry about her husband being out on the road when it's potentially going to be a nasty storm. And so I think this is a very ridiculous position for him to be like, my car matters more.
Yeah. Well, the wife and kid were probably hopefully safe in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the husband himself probably wasn't as safe driving around. And I'm wondering, when I first read this, I was wondering what she meant by the medical deductible because, like, if if the tornado came over the house and people were injured, it's not like their husband would be able to stop it. But maybe she was actually saying if you had gotten hurt in the storm, then it would be the medical deductible would be far higher than the car deductible,
Yeah, that's
right?
what I gathered from the comments was that she was worried that on the road, it would be an issue.
Mm-hmm. And so I think like she's absolutely right. If this could have actually turned into a very dangerous situation with him driving around because high winds can, launch things through windows. They
Mm-hmm.
can damage the car. They can do all kinds of things. A car is not a very safe place for a tornado.
No.
So I don't know what he's thinking here because this would just seems like a really irresponsible thing to do. Now I do get like he might be annoyed that the car gets hail damage, but again, him driving around and getting injured isn't going to help anybody.
No.
I mean, if he can't go to his job because he gets injured in a hailstorm, I mean, that's not going to help their finances out either, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this was a irresponsible thing for him to do, and I can't blame OP for being annoyed by this.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is an update. My brother tried to pull a fast one on his wife, and she did an Uno reverse, and I'm laughing watching him scramble. So basically, OP's brother flaked out on his wife, who he said that he was going to take care of the kids for a weekend while she goes out to a convention, and he backed out at the last minute, and she was left devastated. And this isn't the first instance or time that he's done stuff like this. And so OP basically took the kids for a day, and then when he got back, she foisted the children onto him, and he was forced to take care of the kids for the weekend or something like that. And he
Yeah.
was not happy about it.
Yeah, he had to actually be a parent for a few days.
Yeah, so let's get into the update. It's all in the comments. So OP says, I finally caught up with Anna, and she decided not to go with the lawyer that she consulted with originally. She found a new lawyer that was a better fit. He specializes in high conflict, high asset divorces, and has years of experience dealing with men that have Dick's need for control. There is a lot of behind the scenes information gathering that needs to be done before Dick is served. The lawyer said that he needs 3 to 4 weeks. When it's real life, the process is much longer. Anna warned that if they go into litigation, the divorce can drag on for 1 to 2 years, if she is lucky, so to prepare herself. The lawyer emphasized to Anna not to tell him that their marriage is over until the papers are filed with the court and a process server has been lined up. She is going to tell him that she filed for divorce and have him served within minutes. I don't remember the legal term, but there is an automatic order in place. With the filing, neither party will be able to make unilateral decisions regarding their material assets, which basically prevents Dick from pulling any shady stuff. If he does, then that is what her lawyer is there for. Her demeanor is different from when I last saw her. She is confident and had this I don't care attitude. Whatever love that she used to have for Dick is truly, well, dead. I see it. When she talked about him, it was with the same contempt that he has for her. She was talking about him like I do. After they got their temporary orders, she has no hope of them coming to a temp agreement. She said that the only communication that she will have with him is through lawyers and a parenting app. After strategizing with her lawyers and coming up with a plan, she feels like she has her life back and some direction. I felt like I was talking to a stranger, but love this new confidence and determination that she has. Dick was gone all week to who knows where. Anna did not contact him one time unless the kids wanted to speak with him. It was radio silence on her end. In the past, she always kept in close touch and would pick up his butt from the airport. Due to her distance, Dick knew that he was in trouble. There was no shock on his end when his office was trashed and Anna told him that he would be sleeping there moving forward. He had the audacity to ask how long she was going to be angry. He is treating this like a temper tantrum that she is throwing, and she used his asinine question as a chance to inform him how things would be moving forward. Keeping her lawyer's advice in mind, she told him that it's going to take her a long time to get past what he did, and he needs to give her a lot of space. I can picture him now thinking that he is off the hook and better behave himself until they go back to normal. Anna said that she wanted to throw up in her mouth saying that, but she needed to lull him into a false sense of security. She also brought up his lack of involvement with the kids and told him moving forward that he would be the primary caregiver every other weekend, and he needed to pay attention to them in the evening without being prompted. I don't think that he can see what is in front of him due to his arrogance. If my husband kicked me out of the bedroom and told me that I was taking care of our kids by myself every other weekend, I would know a divorce was coming.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, Dick has taken the kids to school every day this week without being asked. So he is using the kids to try and get back in Anna's good graces. He has no idea that this is coming his way. I wanted to address the MLM that Anna is involved with. I really regret saying that she was involved with one because it detracted from the real issue in her marriage and took a life of its own. I first want to say that Anna spends her fun money on the MLM. Dick would have lost his mind if she had used his money. Her involvement, in my personal opinion, is based on the friendships that she has made. I also think that depression left her vulnerable to being entangled with them. I'm not going to tell her that she's an idiot for joining one. I try to warn her, but she told me that she knew what she was doing. I'm hoping that she no longer feels the need for those friendships after she is free of Dick, if they are conditional like I suspect. Anna is laying low, and Dick is behaving, so I don't think that there's going to be another update until he gets served. Alright, well, what do you think of that update?
I mean, I'm glad that she's getting out of there. I hope we get another update once the papers are served.
Let's hope. I do think that this is a situation that's going to require a lot of discretion, and I'm glad that she's approaching it with kind of a level head, because a lot of people kind of rush into these things, and it doesn't always work out in the best for them. So I'm glad that she is taking her time with this and making sure it's done right. I mean, I do feel bad that seems like it's irreconcilable, but also I think, like, just judging from his perspective here and the way that OP describes this, he's not a very good partner.
No.
And chances are, once things calm down, if he needed like this, to be a parent, then eventually he would slip back into his old ways, and that's not great. So it sounds like there's a lot of stuff going on here, maybe potentially even like financial abuse, and so I'm glad that she is getting out of the situation. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants?
Because they needed to get a spare when they were playing golf.
In case he got a hole in one.
Oh, I don't even know if a spare is something that you do in golf.
I don't
think it's
know.
a bogey, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know. It sounded perfectly fine to me because I know so little about golf.
I don't remember. I'm just making up golf terms here. And I have Earl Grey. And folks, today is a very special day. It's Hole in Your Pants Day. So if you have a pair of pants with a hole in it, then it's your day. It doesn't have to be, it can be like a hole in your leg. It can be like a hole in anywhere in your jeans. Even like the legs themselves are holes. So, yeah. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy, terrific Tuesday, spelled TWO. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on being a good partner.
Support your partner when they need your help.
Yes, and support your kids when they need help too. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.